Most people know him as a great preacher, a great musician, a great evangelist, but I know him as Papa Jimmy. When we would go on crusades when I was little, I remember that I never liked being introduced to go out on the stage to greet the crowd.
Now I'll tell you, this was our first one right here. She's a little bit shy. She takes after her papa. That's the reason she's a little shy. And she says, now, Papa, don't make me say anything, so I won't make her say anything.
I was extremely shy. I still am now, and it would just completely terrify me. I remember when I was little one day just saying, I'm not doing it anymore. And so they never called me out. On my birthday, during my lunch period, my whole family came in to surprise me for my birthday. Papa came in and sang happy birthday to me, but he also stopped and he sang You Are My Sunshine to me. It was really sweet. It was really special. It was a moment that I will never forget.
Most people know him as a great preacher, a great musician, a great evangelist, and he is. He's all those things. But to me, I know him as the fearless, immovable Papa Jimmy, my hero. There's a fearless quality that he has, a never-say-die character to him that I think is part of me. He's always been willing to face whatever fear there may have been there, and that's really how I always want to live my life. Even now, he gets up at an early hour to go to work. You know, even now I walk into his office and he's still reading, he's still writing, he's still praying. At some point you think, man, you can take a step back and relax, but not Papa. Anytime I've ever seen him, he's only been building the kingdom of God. When school was out, I'd run over and see Mom at the office or see Dad at the office, and then of course I'd run in and see Papa and Mimi, and we'd always just bust right into Papa's office, and he would have his feet kicked up on his desk. He'd have 30 or 40 books all spread out across his desk. He'd be leaning back in his chair, speaking into his dictaphone. He'd be writing. One thing that always would amaze Gabe and I is almost like he had two separate brains. And so we would come busting into his office as kids without respect for anything he's doing. And then he would stop. And instantly, his whole world would change and be totally about us. And Gabe and I and Jen, we'd be running around his office, doing something, saying something, being a complete distraction. And then he would, of course, say, well, how's it going, Tiger? And instantly stop what he's doing and be fully engaged with us. You know, he'd ask us about our day, and we would goof off and play around. And then at some point, Gabe and I would get bored, and we'd walk over to Mimi's office to get candy or something. And as we were walking out, he would put his feet right back up, hit record on his dictaphone, and pick up mid-sentence where he left off. It was just like this level of focus that Gabe and I could never figure out. At night, I'd run over to his house. Gabe and I and Jim would run over to their house to go play, and he would be on the couch